So the point of nothing is to be in a neutral state. Hold the space of a neutral state with no action, of just standing there and seeing what the dog is going to do. Is the dog going to create something out of nothing? Or is the dog going to mirror the reflection of the environment, which is nothing? Or is the dog going to be stuck in a loop? Which we've seen that. How long will the loop go until it does what? Finally settles in. Remember where we're at. Okay? We are in the space of where, let's say, M1 is. This is M1's space. This is in his brain. Okay, so when he comes in here, what is it going to be like?
Chaotic.
It's going to be excitement. It's going to be excitement, right? He's going to anticipate something. There's going to be the anticipation. But along with this, I'm using the word excitement because in excitement, you see other little variants what excitement is. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. I'll let the dog express it to you, and everybody can make their own assumptions or own piecing it all together, what excitement is. As opposed to, if it's not excitement, what's the opposite? Frustration, anger, irritability, expectation. All right, you see what happens with that? On what modes that kind of could variance, what could happen through action, right? To the behavior of the dog. Okay, so these things. So that being said, well, with all the dogs, they're going to be to a certain point. That means they could jump on somebody. That means they could be hunty, right? Like clingy, like hunty, like jumpy, right? The key thing is not react. That's the best thing to do, just a natural reaction. We don't want to sit here and pet the dog, because what is that? What is petting?
Affection.
Affection, which is what?
Love.
Pleasure.
Sex. It's rooted from that lowest desire. It's a stem from the lowest desire. Affection, sex, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that could stimulate instinct. It could stimulate just all these different things. Some dogs, you don't do it because you start petting it. Next thing you know, it gets that feeling, and then it bites you, because that's what it paired with desire, things like that. Okay. So what is important is this is the room of nothing. Technically, we do the best we can to react to anything unless it's safety. So my point is that even words can cause excitement, can cause anticipation, or let's say a reaction, a cue. Words could cue the dog to do something, or movement, getting up and cue the dog to do something. It doesn't mean we sit here and do nothing, like not talk, because even that in alone is an anticipation. Because literally, if you don't understand what I'm saying, that when I say, hey, sit in silence, there's no anticipation of nothing. But if I tell you, if you don't understand that, sit in silence, you're going to just, mind's going to keep going, and there's going to be momentum of a whole lot of things, and is that silent? No. Okay? So it doesn't mean that we don't talk and don't engage, but it just means that, hey, we break the ice, relax a little bit, that our actions are not doing anything. Okay? For an active shooter dog, we've got the boppers, we've got the open door to a hallway. Spaghetti, will you open up that door? And just make sure that the hallway doors are shut in that. Okay. And then we're going to have this room open. So we have this room is detection, odor, this and that, and we have this room. So what is it that we want the dog to do? What is the goal, right? Because it was asked, what is the goal? Yes, do nothing. Okay. What is it that we are seeking?
We're seeking the dog to lay down, relax.
Okay.
Just be.
Mirror his environment.
Mirror the environment. Okay. Your interpretation of a dog mirroring the environment is to lay down and relax. Okay. Hold on. But to say that though, is that a form of what it is that you would like to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So even then, so
control.
that is a form of control. So hold on a minute. So if I told you to relax, but yet you're just this in the inside and it's coming out. I mean, so it's like, so don't project, right? Just say, but it's good to say, okay, I want the dog to relax. I want the dog to be reflection of the environment. Check. Okay. What's that look like? To answer the question, be flexible in what that looks like. If the dog decides to go down there and lay down, and that the fact that he's not next to you, or if he lays down here, we can't label that as, well, Does that make sense? So the answer is that we want the dog to be reflective of the state, okay? But also too, we want the dog to recover from however which way it does. What is the dog doing when he goes in there and never comes back out? I don't know. The thing is if you feel like looking, you can check, but we do have the cameras, right? Worst case scenario, I can pull out the phone and look and actually see what is happening over there, okay? Some dogs are going to recover more than others. I don't know what the time is going to be. With you, when we did this drill in Iowa in the facility there, we were there for a very long time, okay?
30
we had
minutes, and then
very
we just nixed it, yeah.
And then I just said we stopped it, right? And we had a bite suit out. We have tennis balls that we will be putting out, because at the end of the day, if the dog goes, he's like, yeah, yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, you guys are not doing nothing. And then goes, gets a tennis ball. What is that? And plays with a tennis ball. What is that?
Desire?
The dog is passing the time with a thing, isn't it? Is it truly doing nothing?
No.
No. That's just like you sitting in the hotel room doing nothing, but you're gaming. You're looking at the video game. Well, I'm not doing anything. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're distracting. That is a distraction. From what? From what, man? I'm not saying what you're supposed to do. I'm never going to say that. That's between you and you and you, right? I'm just trying to say is that this in itself, gaming, is a distraction. My point, that the ball is a person, place, and thing, so therefore it is a distraction. And truly, not doing nothing. So we will have that out. I'm not going to put that out with your dog because we know what will happen. The dog will eat the ball. Correct?
Correct.
Period.
He'll possess it so much that he wants to.
If it's a tennis
eat it.
ball, he'll eat it.
Correct.
Okay. But if it's a Kong, he'll try, and he'll do it all day, right?
Correct.
So we will not put that out because we've done this before, right? It's going to be obvious. Okay? With your dog, we'll put it out, or he'll find one. We'll make it to work because he will find one. Is hunting a reflection of the environment?
No.
No. Is this environment a cue to do something?
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, he's going to do it. Hunt this. Is it going to be all day long while we're sitting here? If we let him. Is that so in turn, is that a reflection of the environment? No. That is only a cue. What reflects the environment? The collective, the handler. That's why you take the handler out. Guess what happens? The loop stops. Boop. Dog does what he does. That's why it always will circle back to the handler.
Did you start a timer?
I'm sure we have it. It's running. We'll find out. It's one of those things, when people would ask, they would say, well, what happens if the shooter starts shooting and the dog is loose? Here you go.
It's on.
This is the answer to that question. What is the dog seeking right now? Technically, let's talk about what is the dog seeking?
Some kind of external stimulation to draw his path.
Well, he's in a loop.
Yeah.
Right now he's caught in a loop. We've all experienced the loop, right? He's doing what his body's been conditioned to do. Ultimately, with no thought, because if it was some kind of thought, he would make a decision, right? He would find whatever it is that he's seeking.
Yeah.
But whatever it is that he's seeking, there's no cues. Uh-oh, don't pee. And yeah, so what you want to do is go, what if happens if you don't see what it is? There's no cues. And what is it that we want you to do? To relax, right? Stop the loop. And having the dog stop the loop himself.
He's kind of shutting his mood down.
He is, I know he is. That's why I'm talking about it.
What's the cup of coffee over there? You getting ready to...
Yeah, it looks like you're put it.
Correct, that's why I'm bringing it up, because that's what's happening, is that he's slowly lowering, doing it himself without force. Because that's what control is.
Right.
It's forcing the dog to do something because of timing, because of this, because of that, right? So now it doesn't mean I can't tell this dog right now to sit or lay down and not do anything, and he'd be like, okay. Well, that's forcing, yeah? There's a time and place for it. That's for sure. But do I do a lot of that? No.
Very, very little.
Very, very, very little, because there's no need to, because at the moment the action is needed, the dogs always do what it is that they need to do, whether it's standing or if it's a conditioned to sit, odor sit response with narcotics or explosive or whatever the case is. They always end up doing the task. Now, if it doesn't mean that I have to be the handler. These guys have experience taking this particular dog and doing the level of work in reality, in a real situation, and the dog performed exactly as if I was handling the dog. You know where we're at?
There he's pissing.
He's pissing. 5 minutes. So, and right now, he's pissing. So what? Right? Because if you have to use the bathroom, you use the bathroom. If you feel hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, you don't eat. Now, it would be a different story if he was smelling, crittering, and pissing on every little knick-knack thing. That's a little bit different, and you say to yourself, okay, where in the body is the dog doing that, right? Like, we start seeing a few things, okay. But the fact that he pisses in there, so what? Like, this is my point. It's not that I'm knocking anything. I'm not going to be like, foo that, right? I'm not going to tell the dog not to. It's just the fact is that I have an understanding that when you... And the thing is, he has a Eudoris. He has a Eudoris, so he completely understands. What exactly just happened? All right, let's give him a ball. Let's see what happens.
I can't wait to see that look.
Right to the coffee, guarantee it. It's going to just, now that, there we go. Okay, so let me ask you this. He looked at that again. And the funny, but he's probably saying, when did these get here? Like, no, they've been here for the last, oh yeah. Yeah. So, is him messing around with the ball more of a distraction with the muzzle, or with, you would know, the style of the dog, or with the ball, or with no muzzle and him having the ball in with his mouth? Is he having more fun with it with a muzzle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He would rather do it with a muzzle than, let's say, so even just having, yeah. Because I was going to make a point, a few things, but the fact, if he's down that way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and just go to the other room, and I'm just going to see what it is that he does.
Yeah, film him doing that.
These dogs can be so nerve-wracking and a headache, but then there's times like this and it's pure comedy is what it is. Hey, Joshua, what do you think about bringing B2 in here without doing a drill first? Just the muzzle on, bring him in here, time him, see if he actually chills out and lays down. Because he hasn't worked all morning, so he's gonna be a little bit more energetic. Then doing a drill and see how quickly he recovers from the drill to going back to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you could spin this in however many different ways, you know?
Right. I just think it'd be cool to see, like, hey, all right, you haven't done anything this morning. You did finally eat last night. Do you have a little bit of pent-up extra energy that you're just gonna burn out here real quick? Or, and then,
What's the answer to it? You already know it. What's the answer?
it doesn't matter.
So with him being distracted with the ball, a person got up. Now, I was just also making a point that it's not me that this dog will only work with, or this dog is doing the job for me, because there's no me attached to him. So I got up, I left over this way. It doesn't matter if it would have been you, or you. Once when he recognized somebody was in there, he circled me a couple times, went off, did over, came back over to me, was like, hey, what are we gonna do? That's just action. Didn't matter who it was. Doesn't matter. So it's not about, oh, the dog is stuck to the handler, and the handler is the only one that could do this, the only handler, yada, yada, yada. I'm just, to him, I'm the release. Right? The handler, the human who's controlling him is the release to get whatever it is that he's conditioned into. It's not Joshua. So people think that the dog is attached to the handler and it can only be just one handler. That's because they're projecting the association to that canine. Did I make that point there? Did you guys see that when I got up and left and he went in there and then he came back in?
Yeah.
Okay. He's not sitting next to me and then I'm his world. He's his own world. The difference is that I understand what oneness is in the connection. What is the connection? What's the connection between me, you? What's the connection? You know, the connection. Yeah, we say these words, you know, life, this, but I'm just trying to say is the connection is silence. That's the connection, which is life. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. What happened?
He just fucking trucked those boppers. It was like, rah.
And ultimately, what we will see, the behavior is going to be the same as the other dog, because at the end of the day, this dog is the dog that you just seen. And you say, well, what is the difference? Genotype-wise, there is no difference. The genotype's all the same. Yes, it is a clone of a clone. These are, the last one you saw is a clone of a clone. This one is a clone of a clone, but of two different original clones. My point is that they are technically the same dog. Technically, the same genotype. What is the difference between them?
Different memories.
Well, what would you call that though? Yes, memory. Yes, past. Yes, different conditioning, different environmental things. But what's going to be the same? What's going to be the same? This dog is in my dojo, but not in my dojo. Was in my dojo, but at the end of the day, we're going to see character, personality. Just a little, that's going to be mirroring. So if we put an overlap of the last dog's behavior and this dog's behavior, it's going to be about the same. When we first started the other dog, where was he at? In this room. Until finally I stood up and was just like, well, then finally he came out. So we've got to give this dog, so once again, if you put an overlap, it's going to be the exact same. So when we talk about downloads, when we talk about I know what the dog is going, this style of dog, that's one genotype for 10 years. So when we talk about nanoseconds, I've already had multiple lifetimes with one genotype. That is even ahead of science. Right now, science is catching up to exactly where we're at. Did you start the time? And then when that happened, he turned and looked at me. It'd be funny if he just brings it out here.
He literally is. He literally is.
Does he do that a lot
What?
with the boxes?
No, he's not a box.
Good catch.
Well, at least he came out and say hi.
That was freaking hilarious.
Your battery's case is open.
Oh, yeah, that's also something to.
I mean, I doubt that dog can break it. It's pretty durable.
I don't know.
Okay, have you met
I mean,
These dogs.
Have you seen the dog's head?
Don't say anything can't break.
And the first thing would be a kneecap.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about the reflection of the environment, yada, 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 I mean, this is just the dog going through his stuff, the loop, right? I do want him to go that way, but he may or may not. Okay. Was the ball down that first hallway?
It was down in the hallway there.
Really?
Got it. That's where anyone took it.
Yeah. So a lot more checking in with the handler, right? As opposed to M1. Yes, M1, the last dog, lives with me. I do rotate clones, but M1 necessarily didn't check in with one specific person, M1, so there's a little bit of a difference, definitely in an association, right? But the one thing that I'm looking at, when he first went down that hallway, that section is bite work. That section is, he kind of was just kind of put his ears back and kind of came out. You know. I'm going to relook at the camera on that and just see. It's like, oh, what's up, buddy? So what's going to happen is I want to take nothing and I want to move it down to the other side.
He had his whole head through that square on the side.
See him look at you.
There he goes.
There's a ball in there, isn't there?
But the funny part is he brought it right to you and looked at you. From all the way in there eventually. Okay, so let's do this because now this is ultimately one or the other. Now we're going to cut off that reality, bring some of that reality in here, and then we're going to see what happens. Oh, heads up. What? Yep. No, don't throw it. Okay.
Blue and China.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and if you can grab it, Russian, just grab it.
Gotta go a long way there, ain't you?
Okay. So now, this subtle thing, right, with the ball and play, possession, combination of things, right? Combination of what it is that we're seeing, it turns into a distraction. So when we're trying to do a task, when we're trying to calm a good dog down, you see what the end state looks like. So when you're trying to talk to your dog, phooey here, and you're trying to add all this control, this is the momentum that you have in the dog's brain. So you think that dog is paying attention to you? And now all you're doing is creating conflict because the dog is in the wrong mindset. Going to create opposition reflex. Avoidance.
We're at 7 minutes.
Okay.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. I bet he'll. Oh, I was gonna say. You know what? If I can see it, you know damn well he's gonna see it. All right. Now we're gonna have to reset. Let me see it. Because really what I want to venture on doing, I do want to, before we leave him and do the next one, I do want to roll into that next space or see if he sits here and calms down before he goes to that next space. He must smell your kid. Or, you know, your dog, remember, like, never mind, that was dumb.
That's pretty lame.
Yeah. Because when people say, well, you must smell your dog. It's like, no. Yeah.
Memory of the ball.
Yeah, it was stupid. I shouldn't even.
It's okay. We'll cut it.
There we go, good. All right. So that's ultimately is what it is that we're looking for. But that was after, if we would still have the ball out here, it'd still be at it. We could agree with that, right? Okay. And then any action gives the dog an excuse to go do that. You just doing this or me talking intently cued the dog to do, right? To go where? Straight to the scene, to that door, to what? The portal into.
Where you had the most.
That's it. Okay. So this is all senses working, just going into picking a fight potentially. Right? Not necessarily, but I'm just trying to say is, but just kind of meaning he's forcing somebody to do something finally. I'll table it as something to look at because it's like he's not venturing out to that side, you know? But he's there looking at it. Okay, all right, let's switch it out. Oh, hold up. Let's try one more thing. One more thing. Put that back. One more thing. That's my bad. We'll just wait till he, just a second. So Dylan,
Yeah.
you get up and you go take a right down the hallway. Perfect. Okay, you come back. And just go to your seat. Okay, Dylan, go in that door.
Let me close it.
Okay, all right, Dylan. All right, you can take him out. Take him out. Or do you just want to say, what is it? What's your opinion on that? What just happened?
I mean, I think that he went with Dylan in that room because of what's going on in there right now. That's where he had the most interaction from his environment in there. People walking down this way didn't really mean anything to him because he had no
Pleasure.
outward stimulus to keep drawing him that way. Now, I think if he'd been laying down and I got up and walked in there, he's going to follow me.
Well, we'll try it. To put him back out. I agree with you, but we'll look at it. Come on, Eudoris. Just sit down. But I agree with you. I'm not saying no. That's for sure. And then when you go down there, you just turn around and go out. Okay? Take them out. All right, go ahead. Okay, just take them out. When it comes down to, let's say, active shooter training, you know, because I got that a lot. Well, I want you to come down and I want to see a demo. It's like, it's like these are beans. These are not toys. These are not so, you know, it's like everything that you do with these dogs affect them. And they're not out there to prove a point. They're out here to do a job. They're here to do a job, to do a task. If you want something that's for show, go to a sport dog facility and watch something like that. Because that's what that is. That's a show. A little bit of tension on that reality over there. A little bit of conflict.
What do you mean?
Because just compare it to this dog and M1, just the overall demeanor, like meaning I'm not saying overall like here and here, it's the same. But once when you pass that threshold, it's a little bit different. You know?
Is he searching?
I mean, when I went down there,
Yeah.
Ears were up, he was jumping dummies, he was.
Right. Well, but there's no choice. That you're part of that. That no like that's definitely an expectation of him going with you down there. Fuck yeah, right? Of course. He'll go jump off a cliff with you. Of course. Okay. So it's not that, but by himself there's some tension. Okay? There is a feeling when it comes down to the pairing of action, you know, like bringing some past, whatever it is. It's there. It's there. Subtle. Remember, what we're going 2 days is just blind spots, man. It's very subtle things. Because when you get to, we fly back up to reality, it's like, what did we do? Well, that shit was pretty deep. Well, over time, things could come up, right? That's what this is. Okay, because when you leave, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm back. Well, yeah, right now we're kind of in a way below what's going on right now. And I was just trying to tell you, hey, he's got a little bit of PTSD. I'm using the term, what is he doing? What's he doing?
He's literally doing
Oh, he's not scratching it.
No, he's doing the wall.
Oh, okay. There is a form of this PTSD that we just saw there. PTSD can be looked at as anything, like any behavior. This was, oof. I'm going if you're going. Oof. It ain't no different than somebody jumping when there's gunfire going off. That ain't no, like, right? And then you go, let's say M1. It's just constant expectation of something. It's just back and forth. That's just his mind moving. Some is negative, some's positive, some's neutral, some's just a guy that's fidgety. You see where I'm getting at? A guy that's fidgety is not something that is like, oh, you got to be careful. But a guy walking around going startled and not right and doesn't have direction, and so it's just a form of it that is there. Some, I would say, it's conflict, resistance to what is, which is derived from past experiences and future expectations. And the key to this is to get the dogs out of that loop, back down to, and the only way to do that is the handler to understand that himself. That's it, because it's through the handler. It's not just the dog itself is aware that it exists, but it is aware that it exists through you. That's the direction. That's where I'm going with this. That's where it's like so there's a lot of labels you can put on, and I'm just trying to tell you there's a little bit of tension in that part of the brain. That's all I'm just trying to say. He's doing great.
Yeah. I'm pleased
Right?
with it.
Yeah.
Pleased with
I mean, like I said, every 3 dogs in a row, not one of them left that room right away.
it. Yeah.
So but I have just this weird feeling, a hunch that he's going to stay in that room forever and probably just wait to feed.
Yeah.
But I say that and then no. Okay. So we'll give him a couple more minutes. We'll see what happens. I won't talk,
Okay.
right? And we'll just kind of see what happens. We'll let him do the talking, I guess.
When he was doing the scent wall, was he just doing them all? Nice. You put it in there?
No, he's looking at Jake, barking at him, kind of like nudging the box like, hey, dude.
Huh.
All right, we're going to pull him out, okay, and then we're going to shut the door.
Should I tone him in here?
No. No. Not to say that it's wrong, okay? But we can do things without, you know what I mean? Without the tools.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just use the action, which is I'm going to the door. Hey, I'm going to shut the door or open the door, or just use action. And then I missed, right? But that was the genuine, but now I'm creating something. Here you go. and then he'll find something out here, yeah?
Right, right.
But what's juicy, and he doesn't know it yet, that if he goes down the hallway, there's a ball, right? Well, then, there you go.
You spoke it into existence.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's in my head.
Intuition for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, but he didn't go all the way down.
Yeah, he's probably gonna lay down here in a minute.
We're at 6 minutes.
6 minutes? He's actually not doing that bad, dude.
Yeah, comparative to last.
Yeah.
That was a joke, by the way. Like
When-
him laying down soon.
I go let M1 to the kennel. Guess what door is open? The pool. No, he didn't go in, but he went in the room and he was like looking at him, looking at me, looking at it, going like that. It's kind of funny. So, the response, the conditioned response, when a door is closed and he wants it open, what's the conditioned response to do? Bark. So he's like, well, if I bark at the door will come open. And that's Duke saying, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
That's Duke.
That had to be
Rico for sure.
Yeah, one of the two.
Either Duke or Rico.
Eric, just get up and go down the hallway to your right. Just see what happens.
Sorry, Jake.
It's good for you.
I assume you're already fucking half deaf anyways, so.
Sounds like he found the ball. Or he's attacking Eric, one of the two. Just one of the two.
Just mauling him.
Or
He's in a fight with the bot.
Oh, he's in a fight with the bopper.
how about I tone him back to me?
Just call his name.
Buck, here!
He can't hear you. He's all distracted. Hey, you pop that, you buy it.
Here!
5 cents.
Here. Good. Watch your news.
Can't leave him alone anywhere, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, does he see the other ones in the hallway? That's going to be the question. Okay, getting him to go down the hallway was to just detach from the barking at the door. That was the point of that. And slowly, what will be great if we close this off, but we can't hear. He found another hallway, but like I said, we're just trying to get him just to sit, settle for 10 seconds. That's it. And it could be just be standing. We're not looking for laying down. We're just looking for him to do nothing for 10 seconds.
We're at 10.
Ball and beat for it.
Yeah, and then he pisses on the bopper. Well played.
Yeah,
Well played.
I anticipated that happening.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that Chappelle skit. See your couch, your bopper.
It was just funny, and Caesar anticipated it. Like he's
Yeah.
been here forever. You know what I mean? He was like, and it's coming. Yeah, that was 5 seconds. That's good. Much better than the Iowa.
Oh shit, yeah.
Much better than Iowa. But we didn't have a bite suit.
We also only had
We
you
also
and I
right, but we also were sitting in front of
scent wall.
scent wall.
Uh-huh.
We were able to kind of pull him back a tad here,
Yeah.
right? Disconnected a little bit better.
Sure.
But, I mean, we were in there for a very long time. We would be here in a long time for him and M1, you know.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, M1 lives here.
Mhm.
M1 is different when you take him to my home. Out of this, and remember, this is inside the nucleus.
Nay.
There you go. That's it. That's what happens. That would have been a bite. That's what that is. Not a full-fledged attack, but a nip. Like, and then you would have went like this. The next thing you know, would have been on because he's searching for something. And it's a prime example of a Holland dog, a prime example of a Holland dog that has desired base expectations with, I have a feeling and I need it now. And I will provoke it to get it, and this is where mistakes happen. This is where kids get bit, wrong people get bit, yada, 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 is because of that genotype, which is ultimately trauma. At the end of the day, PTSD, whatever.
30 seconds.
And well, he had to let me talk to finish. Actually, it's a great point, you know, as opposed to, let's say, the Eudorises are, I'm not saying it's just Eudorises, but I'm just trying to say is that it is stable and the job is out of excitement, not frustration, irritation, expectations, and things like that. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Buck. Appreciate it. All right, take him.
Yeah.
You can take him.
I thought it was funny when he was staring at you. I think he was like listening.
Is that what you wanted from me?
He was listening to you, but then I think if he could articulate words back to you, I think he was gonna be like, okay. All right, let's go.
I don't know.
Gave you 35 seconds there.
It's good. That means he's ready.
Look at that heel. That's some obedience. Come on, Dingo. Good boy. You're the
He
man.
calls him Dingo.
You're the man.
Dingo ate your baby. Yeah, that's what that comes from. Then he calls him Dingo.
Good boy.
That's funny.
The one got a download from M1.
Good thing I got my mutation.
Just weak ankles.
Horrible ankles.
Probably with just watching it. He may be less involved into there and more involved out here. This dog does know the scent wall, but detection is not a focus of his scope of work. But he knows the scent wall. And I did expect him to be more out that way a lot and do rounds out that way. I did expect that. I do expect these things in here, but not a whole lot of commitment to it. But the one thing that now that just looking at it, and just seeing his behavior, he's going to be more connected to whatever this is, which is great, which is outstanding. But 'cause that's where we want him, is here, not there and there. So. I'm actually surprised on how level it is.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
He's definitely
Yeah. Not when we came up here. The patented hackle. Is he doing the holes? No.
Scraped up against it for a minute.
What he smelled there was the attack of. He smelled the attack of pulse. That's what that change of behavior was.
He was not going to attack anyone. I so wholeheartedly disagree with you on that.
No, well, I mean, what you define as an attack would have been that.
No,
It would have been an instigate.
it wouldn't. If he didn't have his muzzle on, I don't know if we want to get into this right now or not.
It
No.
was a full on. It would have
Not
been
really.
a nice nip.
I disagree with everyone.
one.
He would, if he didn't have his muzzle on, he wouldn't have been fixated on it.
That's 5 people saying.
He has never bit anyone except me. I have him around my 1-year-old, my 5-year-old, my wife.
Yeah.
Or are you going to say that's the muzzle, or are you going to say
The team
it's
guys.
training no, hold on. Forget the muzzle. You're in a training environment with random people.
He wouldn't have been muzzle punching Caesar to begin with.
So, this will also kind of relate to back our conversation before we started here, to where the only thing that I do with these dogs is just be. I'm not going to mock what anybody's does, or let alone be in the mindset of somebody else on why they do things and this and this and this. It's like I'm not in that mode, because this mode is easier to get into when you don't start adding control, adding all these other elements like what we talked about is the entire point of all that. The dog that is expected in my mind to be the worst actually turned out to be the best. And not only, am I learning something day to day because I don't have a direct line of focus of what it is that I want to teach anybody. Who is teaching everything and what is happening right now has nothing to do with past and what it is and this and this and this. Like I've always said, I'm along for the ride with myself. And it just turned out the whole discussion is over this, of what just happened. This entire thing. So, 4 minutes? Yeah, it's good. Now I have to get up and take him somewhere. That's going to be the problem. No, I'm just kidding. All right. He's definitely ready to rock, yeah?